What happened, Tom? Welcome back.
False start on the tech director.
It said it started, and it said it didn't start. Now, Tom, this is why Tom is an associate producer, not
Right.
the executive producer. He is still in training. We are, we are back live with Tyler, Rick, Tyler, however we want to set this up. This will potentially be the last one of these for at least a little while as we get back into services and stuff. And so the main topic today, really what we're gonna spend our time talking about is Sunday.
Yeah.
So,
And we're going to offer questions, right? If people want to send in questions, we do have a Q&A that we've put up. So we may just refer you to that if you ask a question that we have already answered in that format. But if you
Tyler reserves the right to say, read the document on the website.
Because it is so well written.
Yep.
And such a masterful
You know the
piece
person who wrote it, huh?
Just brilliant work. Truly a masterpiece.
You apparently have not read it recently then.
Nope.
You will not recognize it.
Yay! It started off as a masterpiece, and then the producer.
Then it got better. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, if you do have questions, just want to make sure we have the opportunity. If there are questions that we didn't think of, you can send them into the comments here. Tom will hopefully see them. We are working with a lower producer.
Yeah, an associate producer.
There's a chance that we will fail lower.
An associate producer.
I mean, just altitude-wise, you're definitely lower.
It's not cool at all. So just a couple of updates real quick. Our 9 o'clock and our 10:30 service, those have filled up. Registration is closed for both of those services. Those are completely full. So we added a third service at noon, so a 12 o'clock service. There is plenty of space in that service. If you haven't had a chance to get signed up, sign up for the noon service. You can go out onto the website. When you go out to carolinaforce.org, you'll see right on the homepage, online and in person, the sign up, and you can just scroll down. It's going to look like that, and then you scroll down, and you'll see right there those service times: 9 a.m., 10:30, and 12. And then you can register. The link is right there to register for a service. Register for in-person services right there. Ooh. So we're really excited. We were surprised to see services fill up that fast. Within, about 24 hours, we had 24 hours, maybe a little longer than that. We had both 9 and 10:30 fill up. So
that's awesome.
That went that went a lot faster than we were actually.
So no one is excited to get back together.
So a few people are excited to get back and come and hang out with us. Yesterday we posted a Q&A sheet that Tyler mentioned earlier, the masterpiece. It is a
modern marvel.
It's also found on the website there. You can click here to read our Q&A returning to in-person services. Hopefully, if you are signed up and you are watching this right now, you have had a chance to go out and read through the Q&A. Hopefully that will answer most of the questions we have received and have come in as to what it's going to look like. We've been saying since day one, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
And it's not just going to be different because we're spread out and there's only so many people in a service. Although, like every seat will practically be filled, that'll be different.
Yeah.
But it'll be different in just the way it feels in the fact that we are singing, there is teaching and stuff, but it will not look like and feel like what it did, 3 months ago.
Minimizing contact, no forms that you're going to touch,
right,
nothing
right.
that we're passing,
all
that kind of stuff.
A lot of that's gone, and no passing the offering or anything like that, and all that, and all that's in the Q&A sheet, so you can read all about that. That will just hopefully just prepare you for it being different. We know the one constant in life is change, right? And so this is a temporary change that we're believing and we're praying. But it is change, and we have to adjust to that. And we know we've been asking you guys this week not only to be praying every day for services, praying for those who aren't able to make it to services, but in that prayer, hopefully you've been joining us in praying for patience, for understanding, for some gentleness with us, maybe some self-control that we can work together to do this. I mean, have you been out and about as we've kind of been in this phased reopening in the public? Have you been out and about, Tyler?
Not
or
a
you
ton.
You still home?
Yeah, I mean, mostly just I'm here and home with the kids. So
yeah.
Other than that, there's not just been a lot of. I've had to make some trips to the grocery store and things like that, but I haven't had a lot of need to.
Have you observed any impatience happening out in the public?
Nothing. I haven't seen a whole lot extreme just because I usually try to go at weird hours because I don't really want to deal with like a bunch of craziness.
But when you think the weird hours, there would be craziness?
No, I mean I go at like.
What's a weird hour for you to go to the grocery store?
Or something like that to go to the store where like people aren't on their lunch break anymore or this or that or something like that. Times where like people are not going to be.
So you're trying to go when there's no one else there.
Yeah.
You just don't want to. Although you're a people person, you don't want to be around people at the grocery store.
I don't want to wait in line at a grocery store with social
You don't want them to know
distancing
what you have in your basket, right?
Look, I've been eating so much bread. I really don't want people judging me for it. So much bread.
Why have you been eating so much bread, Tyler?
No, I've had this.
What's happened?
It's been like.
Is it nervous eating?
No.
Is it stress eating?
Just like 10 weeks of like I can't go to the gym, so I might as well eat bread. I guess that's what my body's doing.
It's a weird connection.
It
makes
no sense.
I wouldn't have seen that one coming.
Right.
So.
But Kroger has really good pretzel rolls.
Okay.
That are spectacular. I'm just like going, man, I got to put a burger on this, but I keep
so
just eating the rolls.
Kroger is your grocery store of choice?
No,
I just want everybody to know so they can kind of meet you there at 2.
Just has the best pretzels.
And then they can judge
Actually,
you
I try to hit all of them so that you can never predict where I'm going to be.
They can judge you on your bread.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so ashamed.
Tom, have you seen any impatience out in public as you've been kind of re-assimilating into some of that?
Yeah, Publix.
Publix is a crazy. You were the person. You were the problem. You were the impatient one.
I like running through the
opposite way.
Well, I do it by accident, but like I love going to the grocery store really quick. I don't spend time there, but then I accidentally go up the wrong aisle and I get in trouble. Now I gotta go around. I mean,
so you're the one causing all the problems at Publix. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Well, again, we're praying that everyone who is joining us in person this weekend has some patience with us as we're
extra
working.
Measure of patience and graciousness.
As we're working through
understanding.
A pretty, a simple kind of procedure protocol, but it will take a little bit extra patience to pull it off. And so join us in praying for that. And if you are joining us in person, when you wake up Sunday morning and you get ready to come to church after 2.5 months away, maybe spend extra few minutes in prayer.
Get your heart right first.
Go ahead and let's just go ahead and repent and get ready before we.
I'm pre-penting.
Pre-pent.
Sorry, I thought that might break you.
Yeah, that one. That was good. That was good. So go out and read the Q&A, and
then don't ask about donuts.
Yeah, don't ask about coffee and donuts.
It's in the Q&A.
It's in the Q&A. So, also today we released a video. Again, we're trying to put different pieces of information out there in different ways to help prepare you for joining us again on campus. So we released this video that you see a screenshot here. If you haven't had the opportunity to watch it, it is on our website. So we're going to play it. I don't know. Have you seen it?
I have. It's great.
It's actually fantastic. So
what people might not know about this video is that this is
Tom's new car.
Yeah, well,
Tom traded in his old car for this. So during the pandemic, Tom has upgraded his car. He's actually an RV.
Yeah.
So
well, this was Haven's, but she got too big for it.
Yeah. So Tom was able to trade her his big car for her car.
Right.
Haven is Michael's very small daughter. Very small daughter. So
now she's bigger than Tom.
Now she's bigger. Yeah. So this one of the things I'm probably most concerned about for our church family coming back is just the on and off campus.
Yeah.
The road construction during the pandemic and during kind of the shutdown has progressed in front of the church and the campus, and we did eventually get some asphalt for the new section of road that will be there, but because of all that, there's a lot of barrels, and it's somewhat hard to see the entrance when you're coming down, you'll really want to slow down and take your time to get in and make sure you pull in the right entrance. We only have the one right now, so it's the one that comes into where the cross is there in the center of the property, the main entrance, what we call the main entrance, the cross entrance. And so Tom helps us here in this video. So we're going to play the video. If you haven't seen it, here's the debut for you. And if you want to continue to watch this video, you can go out on the website. And I think it's actually on our Facebook page too. So let's check it out. Goes so fast right there.
Right.
My favorite part right here. Seatbelt. We're back. Look how you run so fast.
Cameo from Rick.
It's the only way I can get in videos. Look at Steven's cameo right here.
Right?
Get ready. Steven.
That's the cleanest that spot on the wall's ever been.
So, fantastic video there. Thank you, Tom, for being a good sport always. And you really don't get a choice in any of those decisions. But we want to say publicly in this show, thank you for being a good sport. Any role we have in videos, Tom is willing to jump in and be. One of these days, he's going to make it to Broadway. He's going to be a big star.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be in this video.
We know you don't want to be in the video, but you're a good sport for doing it anyways.
Yep.
So, we have a question? Okay.
Nice.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. It's what you're here for, associate producer.
Since masks are not mandatory, do you think it'll still be a good idea for people to wear them?
It's a great question, actually. It's I think everybody needs to make a decision for themselves. If they want to wear them just out of a precaution, by all means, please wear them. And
we'll have some available.
Certainly welcome that.
Right?
If someone were to get to church and just decide when they're there that, hey, I'd like a mask, or if you have any mask, we will have some available for a little while, probably before we would run out. But if you have a mask and you want to bring and wear your mask, by all means, wear it. If if that's your decision, I think everybody needs to make that decision for themselves. I do know Carolyn and Brett, who will be checking people in when they get there, will be wearing them just as a precaution for those coming. Mm-hmm. Those of us that are going to be up on the stage and stuff won't have masks on, but. We want people, if they want to wear them. If they don't, we're not requiring it, because the protocols and the guidelines don't require it. So, it's a great question, very good question. Sum it all up with an individual kind of decision.
Yep.
So,
is that the only question so far? Nice, good job. Question.
Well, so back to the video. Hopefully, you kind of saw at the beginning how the entrance is into. I mean, those entrances are open. You just they're just a little harder to see with the way the barrels are set up and stuff.
If you're coming from River Oaks side, then there is actually an opening before you get to the entrance where you can get onto that new patch of road, and it's a lot broader opening, and so you can just kind of get on and then turn right pretty easily versus having to find the opening in the cones, which is harder to see. Since that's the side that I come from, I've kind of observed hey, this is much easier if you just turn here. You'll not be able to turn left if you come from the 501 side.
What?
You can't turn left into the. Sorry. Yeah, you can't use the second entrance for anything. Never mind.
Can you just erase everything you just heard?
Just delete that little bit and put in a little edit Mark. My brain fell apart.
So in the video, we showed you that when you get on the campus and you park and you make your way up to the doors to the building and stuff, we'll have 2 lines to line up in. They will be marked at 6-foot increments. We invite you to, stand at that social distancing guideline with your family, and we will just kind of move up from there. So there'll be two lines there of the 2 main doors. If you're registered for the service and stuff, once you get up to there, Carolyn and Brett will be right inside the door checking you in and then giving you a number, and then you'll take that number or you'll go into the auditorium from there knowing what number you need to look for. All the seats are numbered, so you'll find that number for your family to sit in. We invite you to find that number and have a seat and enjoy the service with us. So it's going to be a great it's going to be a great service. We're excited to get back together and really just be participating with one another in the house of God. So we're continuing to pray for those that aren't able to make it, and hoping that this will just be a very temporary setup moving forward. We really don't have any idea how long this will be in place, but as that is shared with us or understood to us where we go next, then what this is what it's going to look like.
Yeah. Which is good. I mean, do everything we can to be as wise and keep everybody protected and safe and healthy as we can. Last thing we want to do is have people worrying about being physically present at buildings so they can't focus on the spiritual content of that message.
Yeah,
so,
we've really tried to do everything we can to take the fear of contaminated surfaces or spaces or areas and stuff away, and we're doing a lot of cleaning and sanitation and stuff. We as best we possibly can. So
let's have lots of very good smelling hand sanitizer.
Yes, there will be hand sanitizer stations and within the auditorium. Obviously, if you do use the restroom, the bathroom, the best thing the CDC says is to wash your hands. It's probably better than anything is washing your hands. We all know the new 20-second, I think it's 20 seconds, right? The new 20-second rule of washing hands and stuff. So all that. Yeah, dude, sing a song, do something.
Nothing. When we went to the NICU and Rowan was in there, 3 minutes of hand washing every time you went in. Like, you're like, I have no skin left on my hands. I've been washing it for so long.
Yeah. So anyways.
Sorry. That's not relevant.
That's not relevant.
It's just a fun cheer.
A couple other things about Sunday. We'll be singing together. I'll be teaching just kind of a message that God's kind of pressed into me about us coming back together. Just kind of entitled it, Welcome Back in the Stillness. And then you want to share with them what we're going to start next week.
Yeah, next week we're going to start a series on Philippians, looking at kind of the happiest and most joy-filled book of the Bible. It's one of the only books in the New Testament that doesn't have really criticism or a lot of even really heavy coaching. It's all just joy, and even in the midst of hardships and trials, it's written by a guy who was at the time in prison. But it still somehow turns out to be the kind of the most joyful book of Scripture. So it seems like a really good time to kind of focus on some positive and grow in our understanding of how to be filled with joy even in times of struggle.
Yeah, I mean, I think it will be really, really good for all of us. I love the book of Philippians. It's one of my favorites. And so we start that next week. It'll take us into August, and then we'll leave Philippians and go straight to James, which will take us to Christmas. Yeah. It feels crazy to think about even that far, just because things have been so rapidly changing on such an hour-by-hour, day-by-day basis. To think that far, like, what does Christmas even look like? You start to what does September look like? Just even hard to take the time to know or to understand or to think what that's going to look like. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I think we're good. I hope you're good. I hope you've read that document. We crushed live with Rick and Tyler. Yeah. Again, this was probably the last episode for a little while until we see what happens in the next couple of weeks. But just remember, 9 and 10:30 are full. Noon is still open. If you haven't registered, go out and register through the website for noon. And if you're not able to make it, join us online. We'll see you soon.